Hello students, welcome to Uksha High School online class. How are you students? I hope all of you are hale and hearty. I am also fine by the grace of Almighty. Dear students, because of COVID-19, you can't come to school, but your preparation for the exam should continuous. Dear students, because of COVID-19, we should follow the rules of hygiene. I especially believe three things to protect from COVID-19. Number one, wear mask. Number two, hand wash. And number three, social distance. If we wear mask, when we will go out from home, then of course we should wear mask. And after coming home, when we go to market, when we go to buy or sell some things or walk on the street, then after coming home, of course we should wash our hands properly, minimum 30 seconds, and we should maintain social distance. If we maintain social distance, if we wash our hands properly, and if we wear mask, I believe we should protect COVID-19 disease. So dear students, I hope all of you will follow these three things. Dear students, I am going to my class. Today I am going to take a class on English second paper. English second paper for class 9 and 10. So dear students, for fruitful my class, I will use both Bengali and English as well. Dear students, today I will discuss a very important topic for class 9 and 10. That the name of my topic is transformation of sentences. Dear students, I will discuss today with you about transformation of sentences. This is my first class about transformation of sentences, and you know that, dear students, according to structure there are three kinds of sentences. According to structure, there are three kinds of sentences, and today I will discuss these three kinds of sentences with you. And you know that the name of these three kinds of sentences, dear students. Number one, Yes, dear students. Number 1, simple sentence. Number 2, complex sentence. And number 3, compound sentence. So, dear students, today I will discuss how we can identify these three kinds of sentences. So, dear students, I am going to my class. First of all, I am discussing about simple sentence. Simple sentence. What is simple sentence? The answer is when we will find one subject and one finite verb in a sentence, then we can call it simple sentence. When we can find a subject and a finite verb in a sentence, then we will call it a simple sentence. One subject and one finite verb. One sentence and one finite verb. When we will see in a sentence, then we will call it a simple sentence. I am giving some examples. Being honest, he could not tell a lie. Here in the sentence, this is a simple sentence, and we see he, subject, tell. He, subject, and tell finite verb. So we can call it a simple sentence. And in a simple sentence, we of course find this part. This is a phrase. So dear students, when in a sentence we find subject and finite verb and another portion of the sentence, if there is a phrase, then we can call it a simple sentence. Being honest, he could not tell a lie. Being honest is here phrase, and he could not tell a lie. This sentence, this part is called simple sentence. You can also call it independent. Independent clause or main clause or simple sentence. You can call this part independent because this portion is dependent. If we cut this part, then we also find a meaningful sentence. He could not tell a lie. So dear students, if we find a phrase and another in one part and another portion, if we find a subject and a finite verb, then we can call this sentence simple sentence. So dear students, I another example. The weather being cold, we could not go out. The weather being cold, we could not go out. The weather being cold here phrase, and we could not go out principal clause. Principal clause. Here in the sentence, we subject and go out finite verb. So in the sentence we find subject and finite verb. So this part is principal clause or main clause or independent clause, and this part we find a phrase. So this is an example of simple sentence where we find principal clause or main clause or independent clause, and another part we find a phrase. Dear students, I am giving another examples. Number 3. Going to the garden, Rina saw a red rose. Going to the garden, Rina saw a red rose. Here in the sentence, Rina saw a red rose. This part is principal clause, and another part, going to the garden, is phrase. So this is also an example of simple sentence. I am giving another example. Despite raining, they visited the flood affected area. This is an example of simple sentence. In the sentence, they visited the flood affected area is principal clause. They visited the flood affected area. This part is principal clause, and despite raining is a phrase. So dear students, I hope you have understood the simple sentence where we will find a principal clause and a phrase in a sentence, and we of course we will find one subject and one finite verb. Dear students, I hope you have understood. Now complex sentence. Complex sentence. When we will find a principal clause and a subordinate clause in a sentence, then we can call it a complex sentence. When we can see one principal clause, another one part in a sentence and another part on subordinate clause, then we can call it a complex sentence. I am giving some examples. Though he was poor, he was honest. In the sentence, he was honest, principal clause, and though he was poor, subordinate clause. Dear students, you can find some indicators to find out complex sentence. That is though, although, if, as. I will discuss next what are the indicators. So dear students, he was honest, here principal clause, and though he was poor, subordinate clause. So this sentence is an example of complex sentence. I am giving some examples more. I saw a man who was working in the field. Here I saw a man, principal clause. I saw a man, principal clause, and who was working in the field, subordinate clause. Because this indicator, who is the indicator of subordinate clause, and we find one principal clause and one subordinate clause. So this is an example of complex sentence. He is so weak that he cannot walk. He is so weak that, here in the sentence, so that, this is the indicator, and he cannot walk, principal clause. He cannot walk is a meaningful sentence, so it is principal clause, and he is so weak that, this part is subordinate clause. So dear students, I hope you have understood the complex sentence. Now I am going to discuss compound sentence. Dear students, now compound sentence. In a compound sentence, we will find two principal clauses. Two part. In a sentence, we will find two part and two principal clauses. But in the middle, we will find some conjunctions. If you see the examples, then it will be clear to you. I am giving some examples. He is old but he works hard. In a sentence we find he is old and he works hard. In a sentence, he is old, principal clause, and he works hard, another principal clause. So we have found two principal clauses and on conjunctions or linkers. He is old but he works hard. This is an example of compound sentence. I am giving another example. He gave us not only advice but also money. This is an example of compound sentence. Here not only and but also. Not only and but also is the linkers. He gave us advice and he gave us money. These two part and not only but also is a conjunction. So this is an example of compound sentence. Work hard or you will not prosper. Work hard, this is a principal clause, and you will not prosper. If you do not work hard, and then you will not prosper. So here work is conjunction, and this conjunction added there's two parts in a sentence. Work hard or you will not prosper. So this is an example of compound sentence. So dear students, these are examples of compound sentences. Now I will discuss some indicators or conjunctions to identify what is the sentence. Is the sentence complex or is the sentence compound? Then I will write on the board some indicators and conjunctions. Complex and compound, some indicators. Who is, what, how, when, where, whom, whose, and but or yet however dear students, these are link indicators and conjunctions. Who is, what, how, where, when, whom, whose, after, before, as if, as though, if, till, until, then, since, so as. And compound sentence and, but, or, yet, so, however, moreover, therefore, not only but also. Either or, neither nor, not only but also. On the other hand, on and but or yet so however therefore not only but also, either or, neither nor, on the other hand. So dear students, you can take a screenshot for betterment. I hope you have understood my class. In my future class, I will discuss part 2 for simple, complex and compound sentence. Until then, read attentively and maintain the social distance, wear mask and wash your hands minimum 30 seconds. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone.